So I'm just getting into the office in the morning and you can see right here that I made another $30 selling images on Etsy last night. Now this is really crazy to me because I made these images completely using AI. It took me less than an hour to do the entire thing. Most of them cost me nothing to make. The customers were super happy. And the best part is that I made these images weeks ago. So this is that passive income thing that everyone's always talking about. So if you're looking for a pretty cool side hustle with a lot of potential, I'm gonna break down everything I did inside of this video, no holds barred. Now if I'm being honest, I didn't spend that much time. I only spent a couple hours on this, but a vast majority of the time that I spent was spent on the research phase. And so that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about finding what type of images you need to be making on Etsy, because if you can find the right little space where there's not that much competition, that's where the money is being made. So we're gonna dive in here. We're gonna show you 3 or 4 different ways that you can find these places where no one else is putting pictures in Etsy. Now, if you look right here, we're gonna use the first one. This is called erank.com. I'm paying $5 a month for this software. We'll hop in here and you can see right here, it's got a bunch of different stuff, but right here where it says Etsy, we're gonna type in keywords. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in the word digital print. Now, if you're not familiar with what a digital print is, all this is you sending someone a file of an image that they can then download and print or do whatever they want with it. So you don't actually have to give them or send them anything physical. We're just sending them a copy or a digital print of a photo. Now you can see right here, when we typed in digital print and we had Etsy being the source right here, it's got all kinds of searches going on every single day. This is just telling us how many people are looking for different things on Etsy. You can see right here, you can dive in as deep as you want, but it's gonna give you some scores right here. It's gonna tell you how many searches it's getting. Green means good. There's a lot of people searching for it. Red is obviously bad. It's also gonna tell you how many people are clicking. It's also gonna give you a competition score, which is essentially how many other people are trying to take this spot on Etsy. Now, as you scroll down right here, you're gonna see tons of different options. You can see people looking for digital prints of Vienna, digital prints of floral hearts, Star Wars, the moon, Pokemon, all kinds of different things right here. And you can see it's gonna give you all kinds of different scores, different competitions and things like that. Now, what you're really looking for is some volume right here. So you want, for me, anything close to 100 is okay. 100 people searching for this inside of the USA. And then what we want is we want green right here, meaning there's less competition. I mean, there's almost nobody that's making this, but there are some people searching. The reason we can do this with just 100 people looking is the art is so easy for us to create, right? It takes us 30 seconds to a minute to create. So it's okay if there's only 100 people searching for it. We only spent 5 minutes on the product anyway. So you can see right here, we're going for really easy competition scores, things where it's just, you can't even see the green bar, right? If I zoomed in enough, you'd be able to see the green bar. But you can see right here, there's all kinds of things. Chronicle of Narnia. I don't know what Chronicles of Narnia really is or what they're looking for, but we could dive in and look. Kamala Harris, Pokemon, a dog in sunglasses. Okay, we've got 120 people, it looks like, looking for a dog in sunglasses, digital print. Don't ask me what they're looking for. I don't know. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a spreadsheet and we're gonna fill the spreadsheet with all the different ideas that we have here because these are going to be very easy for us to create. Now, if you don't have $5, that's fine because there's 2 other ways that you can find these options as well. And honestly, I would do these as well because a lot of times it doesn't show up in eRank and it's still there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this Etsy search bar. We're gonna type in digital print. It's gonna give us some options there. Don't run with these because there's probably a ton of people that are gonna see these. Instead, you're gonna type a bunch of letters after this and we're gonna get a bunch of different things that people are looking for that are less competitive. For example, if I put in the letter C, you can see there people are looking for digital prints of cowgirls, clip art, colorful digital prints, a city, cat, things like that. And we can go through all the letters. Some of them will show stuff, some of them won't. I think when I type in A, it doesn't show me anything for some reason, but we're gonna go through the whole thing and you're gonna find some other good ideas of things that are pretty easy for you to make digital prints of. And the third way we're gonna find these is actually Google. And I discovered this as I've started to do this hustle and started to make some money from it, that a lot of my traffic is actually coming from Google. Meaning that people aren't going to Etsy right here and searching for something. They're actually going to Google and they're looking to buy a digital print and then it's sending them to Etsy and then they're making the purchase on Etsy. So we want to know what people are looking for in Google. So once again, we're gonna go to google.com right here and we're gonna do the same thing with our letters. We're gonna go A, we're gonna go B, we're gonna go C, and when you see, we're gonna get just tons of different ideas of digital prints that people are looking for. And if we can get ours on Etsy, Etsy's a pretty powerful site and it's got a pretty good chance of actually ranking your digital print inside of Google. Now I'm gonna be mean here and say I'm not gonna show you the exact niche that I ended up picking because if I do, we're gonna get 10,000 other people in that same niche and I'll no longer make money with this.
Makes sense.
But suffice to say, I did exactly what I showed you right here, and I chose 3 or 4 different ones that looked appealing for me to make art. Now next, we actually need to create a bunch of art. So we're gonna have a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of different niches here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a tool called Midjouney. Now you're probably familiar with Midjouney if you've been in AI for a while, but if you're not, Midjouney is an AI image generator where we can essentially give it some prompts, and if we do the right prompts and we know what we're doing with prompts, it can create incredible art. So this isn't gonna be a full tutorial, but you can do everything I show you in this video for about $10 using Midjouney. Now Midjourney, we're works a little funny because you actually are going to sign up for Midjourney, and then it's gonna make you sign up for another software called Discord. And inside of Discord, there's a robot called the Midjourney bot. And we're actually gonna talk to the robot, and the robot's going to create our art for us. It's a really interesting way of doing things, but we're gonna go right in here. We're gonna go into our Discord. We're gonna go to direct messages. And we're gonna type in Midjourney bot, and now we can directly talk to this bot and tell it what art we want to create. Now, what you're gonna find as you start doing this research is most people are looking for a specific style. So there's tons of different styles, right? If I tell Midjourney to create a cat, well, there's 1,000 different ways it could create a cat. It could create a really realistic looking cat. It could create a cat like Picasso. It could create a cat like Monet. There's a million different directions it could go. So if I just tell Midjourney to create a cat, we're gonna have a problem. So we need to give it some very specific instructions, and this is the formula that you're going to use. First, you're gonna type in backslash, and then you're gonna type in imagine. And that's how we tell Midjourney, hey, we want you to create an image. Second, we're gonna tell Midjourney what it is that we want it to create. For example, one of the ones that we created for ours was a close-up of Jesus. So we say close-up of Jesus Christ, and we'll do a period. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to tell it what style we want. Now, you can Google different art styles. You can go to Google and search for all kinds of different art styles, or maybe your research has already told you what style it is that people are looking for. So one of the styles that I've noticed that a lot of people seem to like is called hyper-realistic, especially in this niche, where it actually looks totally real. Hyper-realistic means it looks as close to real as possible, and you're gonna be blown away when you see what it comes up with. So we'll type in hyper-realistic, then we'll type in period again. Okay, we've given it a style. Now you can do all kinds of things here. You can say you want it to look like a sketch, like a coloring book, like someone made it with stencils, all kinds of things based on what people want. Now, if you don't know what people want, what I would recommend doing is actually creating a bunch of different styles. For example, if someone said, I want a picture of a cat, that's a little hard for you to know exactly what it is they're looking for. And so you can go through and you can Google search different art styles, and you can do 15 different pictures of cats. Now, once you put in the style, you're gonna need to tell Midjourney essentially what engine it's gonna use. Essentially, we're gonna tell Midjourney we want the most recent version of Midjourney, which right now is called V5. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna type in 2 dashes, V space 5. Now, when you watch this video, if it's further along, there may be a V6. And then the third thing we're gonna do is we actually need to tell Midjourney how quality we want it to be. And the most quality you can currently get in Midjourney is we're gonna go dash dash Q2. That essentially means double the quality of the image because we're selling prints here. We don't know how big they're gonna blow it up. All right, let's see what Midjourney comes up with. What it's gonna do is it's gonna give you 4 different options. So it's gonna kind of say, well, tell us which one it is that you're kind of looking for. Now, if you like one of these, you're totally good to go. If you like one and you think it's good, or it's almost there, but maybe just needs some very slight adjustments, then you're good to go. If you don't like any of them, you click this button right here, and essentially that means, no, you were totally off the mark. Why don't you try again? And it'll try to spit out 4 totally different images. If you like one, but you feel like maybe a few tweaks might make it better, then what you'll do is you'll click these V buttons down here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you essentially say, I really liked number 3, but I'd like you to make a few variations. Maybe there's something I like a little bit more. So you can do this as many times as you need, but once you find one that you like, you can click in and see a little bit deeper, kind of see a better idea of what it is. You can see hyper realistic, very cool. And then we're gonna pick one of these. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna tell it which one we want to upscale. That's what the U means. Which one do we wanna get bigger so that we can actually download it and use it? Well, let's say we want version 3 right there. We'll click U3, and it's going to create version 3 bigger. And just to kind of show you how detailed this is here, we'll click into what it's giving us, and you can see I can zoom in quite a bit, and it is a very detailed picture. But I personally think that if we're selling digital prints, we don't know just how big they might make it. So instead, what we're gonna do here is we're going to upscale this again. So first, you're gonna take this and you're gonna drag it onto your computer. So I'm gonna go like this, I'm just gonna drag it right there. Now, step 2, we're gonna go to what's called IMG Upscaler, and so imgupscaler.com is right here, and you can upscale an image for free. This is gonna use AI again, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna essentially try to eliminate any blurry lines or anything like that. Now, the image that we got is really, really detailed. I'm gonna click on this and show you what it is. You can see this may not do that much with this image. Sometimes you'll see that they're a little bit blurrier. It's probably because I clicked hyper realistic that we got that way. But either way, you're always gonna wanna upscale it. So we're just gonna go and we're gonna upload that image that we just got, and we're going to click start right here. Now, this is totally free, but if you wanna do this with tons of images, you will end up having to pay eventually. Now, I don't know exactly how these work, but these images right here where it's giving you the examples are totally spot on. You can see right here, this is an original picture right here. There's some blur to it. You can see the hair especially is kind of a little grainy if we zoom in a little bit. And as we pull off, it completely eliminates that. That is how clear it can make an image, which is crazy. So it's gonna take whatever blurs and whatever maybe little jagged edges that it finds in our image, and it's gonna smooth everything out to look really good. So once it's upscaled the image, we're gonna download this image, and this is the image that we're gonna sell on Etsy. This is an image we can feel good selling because it is huge. They can blow it up pretty much as big as they want, and they're still going to have a good high quality resolution. resolution. You can see right here, I can zoom in as much as the computer will let me, and it is perfectly detailed. Now next you're gonna have to go create an Etsy shop. Don't worry, that's easy, and I'm not gonna talk you through the whole process, because if you just go to etsy.com and click create a shop, you're gonna be able to do everything in just a few minutes with your personal information. And once it's all created, you're gonna go here and you can go to add listing. Now, full disclosure, this does cost 20 cents to add a listing. Don't worry, we're definitely planning on making back more than 20 cents with each listing. Now I'm gonna take you through the process quickly of actually going through and adding it to Etsy, because there are some specific things we can do to get more sales. The first one is a title, and you're gonna wanna make sure that title includes the exact keywords that you discovered. So if I discovered that people were looking for cartoon pictures of cats, I wanna make sure that it says cartoon picture of cats. And then I can add whatever I want after I've made sure that the exact thing that I want to rank for is showing up. Now we wanna do a few things to try to set our listing out, make it look a little better than some of the other listings that we might be competing with. And so right here is one of those opportunities where it says add up to 10 photos. And we obviously only have one photo that we've been given here, right? But what we can do is we can actually try to show them and make it look better. Show them what it's gonna look like on their wall, behind their couch, in front of their dining room table, stuff like that. Now the next step is optional. It just depends on if you're worried about people perhaps just downloading your work directly from Etsy, which they can definitely do. Now personally, I'm not too worried about this, because honestly, people that are gonna steal stuff are gonna steal stuff no matter what, and adding watermarks and things like that, they're probably not gonna go and purchase simply because you have a watermark. But if you wanna do that, you can go to makewatermark.com, and you can see all I've gotta do is click start make a watermark, add the file, and it's going to overlay a watermark over that image so that no one can easily just download the image and skip the part where they pay you money. Imagine the irony of someone stealing this picture right here. Nope. So we're gonna use another app. It's called pictorum.com. Again, totally free. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna upload the picture, and it's gonna show what it looks like in a nice setting. So you can see right there, that's a big picture. But you can pick all of these different settings, or you can go to more rooms and pick a bunch of different more rooms. Essentially, we're gonna try to download 4 or 5 different pictures that kind of showcase the product and make it stand out a little bit from some of the other products out there. Next, it's gonna ask for a description. And once again, this is a world where we love AI. So we're gonna go to ChatGPT, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna type in, write me an Etsy description for a picture of, in this example, I think we're doing the cats or Jesus, one of those two. And you can see it's gonna spit out a near perfect Etsy description, better than anything I could have possibly written myself. Each detail is meticulously handcrafted. Whoops, I'm gonna have to change that. But you can see here, the charming cat portrait is perfect for cat lovers and art enthusiasts alike. This is great. Now next you're gonna set a price. Now I've seen people go anywhere from $5 to $20. For me, the sweet spot has been $9.99. And I'll explain why in a minute. Now, 2 more really important things we don't want to miss is core details. We need to make sure that it understands it's a digital file. We need to make that very clear, because you can imagine how unhappy someone would be looking to purchase an actual picture that they can put on their wall, and you send them an email with a picture of a picture. All right, now the only other thing you need to know is at the very bottom, you can see right here, it's got 2 types of listings. It can renew, which means you have to pay 20 cents again in 4 months, or it can be manual. You definitely wanna go manual, and the reason is what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up 20, 30, 40 different images, and you're gonna find that just a couple of them actually take off. A couple of them bring in all the sales, and the rest of them don't get anything. So you don't want to renew those ones. You want to manually renew just the ones that are actually making you money. And we're done. Wow, how easy was that? All we gotta do is click publish. Now before you leave, let me show you really quick how you can actually make more money by doing no more work with exactly what we showed you. You can see right here, it's got a marketing tab. If we go to marketing and we click on sales and discounts, it's gonna take us to this page right here. Now what we're gonna be doing here is we're actually gonna set it up so that when someone clicks on your listing and then they click favorite, that little heart in the corner, it's actually going to send them an email a few days later and say, hey, you liked this listing, but you didn't make a purchase. What would you feel like if we offered you 50% off? So you can see right here, I've offered a discount of 50% off using a promo code. And what's gonna happen is everyone that favorites that item but doesn't purchase is gonna get an email. Now I've been able to increase my sales by almost 50% just by doing this. So it automatically sends out an email when somebody favorites my item. Now this is so good for me because they weren't gonna buy the item at all, right? And whether I get $10 or $5, I'm still making money because this is totally free for me to do. Honestly, I was blown away by how easy this entire process was. I've only been doing it for a few months just to test the side hustle. And you can see right here in the last month, I've already got upwards of 10,000 views and I've made $85, and all of that with very little work, and most of it coming way after I actually did the test. Now the best part is you can actually watch me test this side hustle live as I learn this. I'm gonna leave a link right up here that you can go and click, and you can watch me as I learn and figure out this exact side hustle. Should this continue to do well, we'll continue to release more videos showing how you can continue to scale this side hustle, so don't forget to subscribe.